What is up, Nuggets? It's your boy, Killer Pizza, here with a brand new video for you rascals and rapscallions out there. As always, I hope everybody's having a great weekend, watching some spooky movies and whatnot. And you know, right off the rip, I got to apologize for not putting out a video this past Sunday and for the late upload today. But truth be told, your boy is a bit injured. My left foot is killing me, and I have no idea what I did. So this all started this past Saturday on my way up to Super Shogun Wrestling in West Branch, Michigan. The side of my left foot was just killing me. And you know, I threw my boots on, I had my match, rode 3 hours back home to Metro Detroit, and everything felt fine. I don't know if it was the adrenaline, but come Sunday morning when I woke up, I was in quite a bit of pain. And you know, I had some ideas for videos, and I just ended up laying in bed all day. I didn't feel like doing anything. And then by Monday when I went into work, I was kind of limping. It was pretty bad, not at its peak though. And I worked some overtime every single night of this week besides Friday. So come Wednesday night, I stayed, I think, a couple hours late into the night. And when I got home, my foot was super sore. And I started kind of just stretching it out when I was laying in bed, you know, kind of bringing it forward. And it would pop right in the side. And it actually felt pretty good. So I kept doing it, you know, every 15, 20 minutes. And I think that was my biggest mistake because by the time I went to go to sleep, I was writhing in pain with my foot. And we were pretty short-handed on Thursday and Friday, so I went in both days, limped around, hobbled around. Everybody was very understanding of the situation, you know, telling me I could have easily called in and went to the doctors, but I tried to just tough it out and make it to the weekend where I could rest up. I had to leave a little bit early on Friday because of the pain. It just became too much, and I'll say it wasn't as bad yesterday, but today it's killing me. I can barely walk right now, and I'm going to end up going to the urgent care tomorrow. Hopefully it's nothing too bad because I have Motor City Nightmares coming up this next Saturday, and I was really looking forward to that. Plus, I got a concert in August, wrestling shows. These are some of the biggest shows of the year. So, yeah, hoping for the best when I go to the doctors tomorrow. I hope it's not nothing too bad, and at least, if for nothing else, they can figure out, I can know what's wrong with it. But with that being said, on the bright side, I received this in the mail Friday, the Rocky Ultimate Knockout Collection, 1 through 6 on 4K. I watched part 1 last night, and it was awesome. The Rocky franchise is one of my all-time favorites. If you guys want me to do a video on this in the future, let me know. I would be more than happy to do it once I get through all these movies. But with that being said, let's hop into the topic for today's video. I got my Vinegar Syndrome hat on. Hopefully they're at Motor City Nightmares this Saturday if I make it. Hopefully and hopefully not, because I would end up dumping so much money. But I was kind of trying to think of a fun little video to do today, and I thought, let's talk about Vinegar Syndrome Ultras, VSUs, as you call them. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with these, Vinegar Syndrome, one of the most popular boutique labels, put out some of the best releases. They put out these Vinegar Syndrome Ultra, which are like the best quality box set releases. I only own 2 of them personally, and that is Sidekicks and Roadhouse. I know a lot of people collect every single one of these, and I would say besides, these are probably the best releases when it comes to physical media. Like Arrow Video does pretty good when it comes to some chunky box sets, and I'd say besides like some of the Umbrella and Second Sight releases, these would have to be the best. So just to show you some of these, if you guys aren't familiar, this is my copy of Sidekicks. And what's cool about these is they open magnetically. Then you got the 4K inside with the slip and a little booklet behind it, which is pretty damn cool. I've yet to watch Sidekicks too. I haven't seen this since I was a kid. But Roadhouse was I think my favorite 4K release of the year. Now look at that if you haven't seen this. If you guys don't know about these, like I said, the Vinegar Syndrome Ultra VSUs, I suggest looking into these. Amazing releases. So it had me thinking, kind of my wish list. What would I like to see put out through Vinegar Syndrome VSUs? And I tried to be realistic about this and think of certain movies that they would release, because obviously only certain titles have been released through these VSU titles. But when I see that like Roadhouse was released, such a big title in the 80s, it kind of makes me think anything is possible. But with that being said, if you're familiar with the line, you'll understand where I'm coming from of titles that I think I'd like to see a release like this get that special treatment. These are ones realistically I could see them doing, but also ones I think would be beautiful in this type of packaging and whatnot. So with that being said, let's hop right into it. So, first of all, here's a movie that I love. I grew up watching this movie, and I believe this is out of print right now. So, if we could get a VSU of this, I would be so stoked. That is Detroit Rock City. I love this movie. If you've never seen it before, it's about these young kids that play in a band, and they go to get tickets to a Kiss concert. Their one buddy, who has like an overbearing religious mother, sends them to like some religious private school, and they got to break them out and try to make it to the Kiss concert. They won tickets on the radio, but then they ended up losing them, so they all have to kind of go in their separate ways and find a way to get tickets to get into this concert. And being from Michigan, I always really like this. I'm not the biggest fan of Kiss. My mother is a huge fan of Kiss. But this is just a really good, fun movie. Edward Furlong, one of my favorite movies that he ever did. And like I said, this is out of print. And like I said, I'm trying to think of titles that would be realistic that I could see them putting out, doing a VSU for, and stuff that would benefit through the artwork. Like, I love this artwork here, this old cartoony deal right here. But yeah, Detroit Rock City, a very, very fun comedy movie. Very quotable, very memorable scenes in this one. Now, here is one that does not have an American release. I just got this not too long ago, I believe, maybe 6 months tops. But this is one that I could totally see a VSU coming out for. And this is probably my favorite Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, Bloodsport. Now, this is a really beautiful steelbook from Germany, the Kumite. I love this movie. I can only imagine the stuff they could do with this. Jean-Claude Van Damme deserves more love. Honestly, I'm excited for Sudden Impact to come out in 4K, but yeah, I have a match actually coming up with a certain wrestler at Super Shogun Wrestling for their Samurai Slam. I don't want to give it away because it hasn't been announced yet, but pretty much I talked to him yesterday a little bit, and our idea for the match we're gonna have, it's like let's fucking have it be a Kumite. Let's have this be some blood sport shit. You know what I mean? But I just think this is a movie that deserves way more boutique releases in general. Definitely Jean-Claude Van Damme's best movie, Bloodsport. Now, next is a movie that has that was released. Who put this out? Well, this is a Kino Lorber release, Universal movie. It's got big name actors Kevin Costner and Elijah Wood, but I never hear anybody talk about this movie, and that is The War. I grew up watching this movie. I love this one. This is so much fun. It pretty much follows Kevin Costner, his wife, and his son and his daughter. He is a Vietnam vet who is traumatized from the war, I believe Vietnam, and he comes back and he's trying to just make it and, get his family a house and get them out of poverty and everything. And the Lipnickies, who are like these group of kids that are terrorizing the neighborhood and everything, get into kind of a battle with Elijah Wood, his friends, and his sister and her friends, and they end up fighting over a treehouse and everything. And it's kind of like a pretty nice depiction of war, like through these kids' eyes and everything. Just a really good drama. Like, I grew up watching this movie. I love this one so much. Amazing performances. Kevin Costner, big fan of his. He could be mentioned easily in one of my favorite actors. But yeah, this is a really good one that I don't feel gets enough love, and I would like to see this in 4K in general. And out of all the ones I show you guys, if you've never seen this movie, I highly suggest checking this out. All right, next up is one I mentioned, well, many times. I mentioned this in my top 10 favorite horror movies of all time. There's one of my unpopular hot takes in horror that I prefer this one, the 1990 remake of Night of the Living Dead, over the original. Another one I grew up watching. This is the first movie I ever bought on VHS. I bought this at a FYE out at the mall by my grandma's house when I was a little kid. I've seen this movie so many damn times. I love this movie so much. Tony Todd's performance in this is absolutely amazing, and I believe this is the only release they ever had on Blu-ray, a pretty basic release. If this was not to get a VSU, because not a lot of horror titles have gotten VSU releases, but this is kind of like a wish that someone would put this out in like a nice box set and give it the love that it deserves, because this is a great one. I love this movie so much. Like I said, Tony Todd, his performance in this is amazing. The way they flip Barb in here and make her not a cowardly woman, but like an empowered woman and everything. She is absolutely great in this as well. I'm kind of bummed out. The last convention I went to, Astronomicon, Tony Todd was supposed to be there and he canceled. And that's kind of a bucket list person I want to meet. Tom Savini will be at Motor City Nightmares again for the second year in a row. And he is an absolute asshole. I will just say that. I've ended up buying the book of the unreleased script of this movie right here, and he signed it for me and everything. Didn't even ask me if I wanted to sign, just signed it and charged me more money. But, not everybody can be really nice. He was kind of a dick. But with that being said, I do love this movie a lot. And I think it deserves more love. And like I said, Motor City Nightmares, I want to make it up there so bad. We'll have to see how it goes. I can't even walk right now. But I think regardless, I'm going to try to make it up there, even if it's an hour. Because this is the first convention I've ever been to where there's no celebrities I really want to meet. I mean, Felissa Rose will be there, but I met her last year. So I'm more just going to stroll through there and blow a bunch of money on a bunch of shit I don't need. Some physical media and whatnot. Okay, now last but not least, this is one I would love a VSU of. Or a new 4K release in general, because I heard the 4K of this that came out was terrible. I never ended up getting it because of that reason. But this is one of my all-time favorite movies. Die Hard. I got the Christmas sleeve on here. I think I have. Got the complete collection as well. Die Hard. But this is such a fun movie, I remember when I first seen this movie, I thought it was just going to be kind of a generic action movie. But I was so wrong. There's so much layers to this. This is like one of the most, not tense. Yeah, I guess tense a little bit, but like, I don't know, it's hard to describe this action movie. It's like a cat and mouse game, of John McClane trying to get away from Hans Gruber and his terrorist goons and everything. And to this day, when I throw this movie on, it will just like get my heart pounding. Like, it's like he almost gets caught. He's like this close to getting caught by the bad guys. Every single time it seems to just barely get away. The first time I ever seen this wasn't until later on in life. I think like 5 years ago was the first time I ever watched this. And I watched it 3 times in 4 days. So 3 out of 4 nights I watched Die Hard. One of the greatest Christmas movies ever made. Because yes, it is a damn Christmas movie. I don't care what anyone says. Die Hard, one of the greatest action movies of all time. Now could you just imagine Die Hard getting the treatment of this? And like I said, some of these seem like unrealistic ideas, but if they could get Roadhouse, just look at that artwork. Give me Die Hard like that, man. Give me Die Hard. I want that so bad. A good 4K for once and everything, but yeah, that's my list right there. I think Die Hard is the one I want the most. So, honestly, let me know in the comments what you guys think about my selections right here. If you think there's a chance of any of these getting a VSU, if you're familiar with the line of Vinegar Syndrome Ultra releases, let me know in the comments what your dream release would be through Vinegar Syndrome. And like I said, if I go to this convention, I really hope Vinegar Syndrome's there. They've only been at 2 conventions I ever went to, and boy, is that nice, some good old-fashioned physical media. But other than that, if you guys want to see me do a review on the Rocky Ultimate Knockout Collection, I'll do that as well. And I can keep you guys posted on this injury or whatnot, give you guys a little update if I'm going to Motor City Nightmares and what's wrong with my damn foot. And if you are from Michigan and you're at Motor City Nightmares and you see me there, say what's up to me, man. We'll go get a beer or something. Definitely. So here's to hoping I will feel better by the end of this week, or just better sooner than later. But, I've had worse. I've been injured quite a bit in my life. So, it ain't nothing, man. Getting old sucks, though, especially when you get an injury in your foot and you have no idea what happened. But I shall survive. I'm going to watch some good movies. I'm probably going to watch Rocky 2 and 3 tonight. Try to get another one in, other than Rocky. Not sure. But, yeah. Anyways, like I said, let me know in the comments what you would like to see released as a Vinegar Syndrome Ultra. And let me know what you're watching this weekend, too. But other than that, hopefully everybody's having a good one. Blood, Guts, Gore. I will check you guys next time.